Flippity
Hello
dips.
and welcome to PeePcast episode 4. I'm Jarrod Hurdle, and again from episode 1, I've got with me my friend Finley Islander. What has been going on with you?
Well, quite a bit, but
What?
I've noticed one thing, and one thing only.
What?
We both have
Facial hair?
facial hair. We both have
Facial.
facial hair.
On our faxes.
On our faxes, yeah.
What did you want to say about facial hair?
Well, I just thought, hey, what stops you from shaving every morning?
I'm curious to see what I can grow. And I'm just wondering, what I've recently started doing is actually just doing little scissor trims because I notice I have like these weird rogue and squiggly hairs just pointing out. And to me, that's the stuff that looks gross. So I've started scissoring nice little, similar lengths.
Nice scissoring. It's always good.
Have you been doing that? Because yours is quite consistent.
Or
does yours just grow quickly? Or
I think mine grows not like normal slow, maybe, but like,
okay.
I don't know.
Did you recently shave?
I did recently do like my the
But
underneath.
the whole thing, when was the last time you shaved the whole
Can't
thing?
remember. I actually can't remember. I think it's been a long time that
Because it's grown quite even. You don't trim it?
I did trim it the other day, not the other day, a couple of weeks ago.
So my style, scissor style?
Scissor styled as well, which I was going to say is a brilliant thing to do. Indeed.
Yeah, okay. So we're on the same page. You're growing a little more. It concerns me that maybe your nuts are a little bit bigger. Maybe your penis is a bit bigger.
That's definitely not science, though, is it?
That's not how it works?
I'm not really sure.
I thought more testosterone meant more facial hair, meant bigger nuts.
It does mean lower voice.
I think your voice is a little lower than mine.
Bigger Adam's apple, maybe.
You'll have to measure them later.
Later.
I think yours is more visible. I feel quite emasculated. I feel like a cuck. I feel inferior.
But you shouldn't. You shouldn't feel
Why?
inferior because...
Why shouldn't I?
Well,
if I'm the inferior male specimen.
Well, I think maybe to be masculine is a toxic. Is just another bit of toxic masculinity.
Do you believe this?
I don't necessarily believe it, but I don't think that men are more manly if they have larger Adam's apples or deeper voices. They probably appear so, but probably only from like the Disney films and the computer games and all that.
You have to talk into your mic.
But only from like the Disney and fucking...
I think there are more important things that do define a man.
Definitely.
But
that is definitely the case.
Who wouldn't rather have more facial hair, bigger penis, bigger balls? Who wouldn't?
Maybe,
I'm sure that's
maybe
just
women.
More attractive. Oh yeah, women wouldn't.
Women wouldn't want to have big...
But they probably want a man that has those things.
Maybe not all women want.
Well, a pedophile wouldn't.
That's true. A pedophile wouldn't want that. That is true. But what it's about what this country wants.
What does this country want?
I think this country wants money. Definitely.
Australia wants money.
Definitely wants money, yeah.
And how does that relate to women wanting men with Adam's apples? Do you think women just want money? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, no, I would never say that. But that
sounds like it's what you're saying.
I'm not saying that at all.
And then when you said you would never say that, you actually sounded quite facetious.
No, I'm not saying that at all. I mean, what I'm saying is that, money might be a factor for some people. Big penis might be a thing for some size queens. But at the end of the day...
Size queens.
But at the end of the day... What keeps us together but strong love and harmony?
Strong love and harmony. Wow, that's a deep cut, bro.
There you go.
You're getting deep. I feel as
getting
though
deep. Getting deep as.
And I'm not joking around at all. I actually felt quite spiritual when you said that, man.
It's the truth, nothing but the truth.
Is that something you've been feeling lately?
I think it's definitely the case.
Definitely the case.
Or like it's the strongest motivator.
You've been feeling and putting a lot of love out into the world?
I guess I try to sometimes. Sometimes it bites me in the ass for things that you think you're doing that are right, and then if you're honest, for instance, and then
you'll find if you're honest, there's some kind of short term, something goes wrong.
Exactly.
But in the long term, if you lied, it'll bite you back twice as hard if you lied.
Well, the truth comes out eventually.
That's right.
Always does.
That's right, man.
So you just have to rely on that hard grind of love and all things good and plush and cuddly.
So what examples of you sort of doing something out of love and it's gone wrong? What
I feel
examples
like
of that do you have? other than honesty? Because we
I feel like I try to go see my friends, like not as often as possible, but I try and see them. And I try and like I try and give as much as I can.
Is this including me?
Well, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because I do feel, this is no complaint at all, but I would say I think I organise most of the hangouts.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that's for sure. But I feel like other friends that I'm like, oh, well, I should probably go see that person today.
Yeah, friends that aren't really organisers.
Yeah,
don't really
for
make
sure.
it happen, yeah.
For sure.
So you have to,
So you have to, it's the exact same thing. But
okay.
But no, I just feel like in general, like if I'm doing stuff, I try and offer people lifts and shit, you know, just try and like go out of my way a bit, I feel.
That's quite nice.
Yeah. Well, you can do it too much. Not that I'm like fucking, Mr. Samaritan, but like you can do it too much to the point where you're just like, I've kind of got nothing more I can give. Like, you know.
Do you feel you've done that at any point in your life? Or?
I feel like in some circumstances, not that like people are turning around and going, oh, you haven't done enough, but just like some circumstances you do a lot, and yeah, it just isn't recognized by the other side at all. And and you just simply have to love it and leave it.
Because I think maybe it's just my personality, but someone that I feel like won't appreciate that, I just don't do much for. Generally.
Okay, yeah.
Like I sort of almost preempt that.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. Well, like I've had like a couple of friendships kind of burn off, or like just fucking cease because.
And you can't talk about who those people are.
No, I can't say. But like, to be honest, I love them like pretty dearly, and like, you know, and like.
Guys or girls? Or?
Girls and guys.
Girls and guys.
Like, I just think, like, I just want the best for everyone, to be honest. And when I feel like, you know, I try and do something good, but then it just came back, and like this thing just came back and just...
Can you say what you did?
Bit me on the ass. I was honest to someone. I was honest to someone about just a very personal things going on in his life and personal things going on in my life that were connected, and he wanted to know something deeper about something that was going on and needed my honesty to sort of clarify something that he was suspicious on. And I gave him my honesty, and you know, the next day it kind of just blew up, and I thought that it was fine the evening prior, but what can you do? What can you do, mate? What can you do?
Well, it did. To me, it doesn't sound like you did anything wrong. Like,
well, I didn't. And the people I was with, the guy I was with, and the people that I was discussing this scenario with, they were just like, yeah, you didn't do anything wrong, man. Like, they're like, I'm really angry, I'm really hurt by what you did, but, you know, it wasn't your fault. So I was just like, well, this is pretty much...
So it sounds like the fallout of this wasn't that bad, or...
no, it wasn't bad, but it's just like the friendships I've lost now from it.
You've lost friendships, okay.
Yeah, like not like I've lost like, oh no, a whole clan of people. It's just like a couple of people that I can't be
friends with anymore.
Well, I guess they probably just wouldn't. I don't really know this. Maybe we are still friends, but it doesn't seem like it now.
It's a shame. Like, this sounds like a very interesting topic, but obviously we can't go into who is involved or what actually happened. So it's not great for the podcast.
No, absolutely. But just in general, when you try and do good, even if integrity is being able to do good things when no one witnesses you doing them. It's just
absolutely,
doing So that's what I believe in, I guess, is integrity.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I'm not saying I'm Captain Integral. I just mean like, I try to be a good person. I hope.
To be completely honest with you, I didn't think you were in such a deep place at the moment in life. Because, I don't know, I thought you were in quite a nihilistic place.
Yeah, well, I think I'm definitely a nihilist as well, to some degree.
Right.
I'm not in a fantastic way or a way that I'm glorifying it. I just mean like, I have to make comedy of the world around me because... And I have to make light of things because it's so serious all the time.
For me, that's where the best comedy comes from.
Exactly.
Like cutting through that tension.
Like if you look at just the dust on this table, like I'm thinking about like the microbacteria in this dust that is, you know, like, you know, just all these things that are so complex and like you just have to be like...
I just don't think about stuff like that.
You don't have to think about it, but because that's the beauty of life. Like ignorance is bliss. You can choose to think what you want to think, but at the same time, it's like,
are you Finley? Excuse me. Are you saying I'm ignorance?
We're in the face of adversity.
Are you saying that I'm ignorance?
No, I'm not saying that. Not at all.
Then what are you?
But a melon.
You're calling me a melon.
No, you just asked me, what are you? I said a melon.
Yeah, so you're calling me a melon.
No, you said, what are you? You asked me the question.
Oh, you're a melon.
You asked me, yes, exactly.
How are you a melon?
You asked me and I said, I'm a melon because I'm round and orange on the inside and red like a watermelon.
I do not understand.
I thought like the red was like in reference like the blood and
I
tissue
honestly,
on the inside of my body. And
I don't think you would be this weird if we were back at Radio Blue Mountains. I feel like you were in a very different headspace.
What do you mean?
I don't think you would have described why you're a melon in that way if we were live on radio.
Yeah, but this isn't radio.
So what you realize this is going to go up on YouTube and iTunes and everything.
Yeah.
But you are just quite different.
Well, yeah.
I would say. I guess just because you know it's not live.
So you're predicting what I would have said at Radio Blue Mountains here in your room right now.
You wouldn't have said, I'm a melon. I'm orange on the inside.
Yeah, well, you said describe to me how you're a melon, so I kept going with that.
Okay.
At this point, the viewers at home are on a debate. Which side to join? Is it Jarrod or Finley?
Is this going to be a big one?
Is Finn being absurd and ruining the show? Is Jarrod
I think
asking...
absurdity's good. I think that felt a bit off the rails.
Oh. Did you guys think that was off the rails? Because I've seen worse things that are way more off the rails than that.
Oh, yeah, such as?
And I've heard worse things.
Such as?
Like, I probably shouldn't say it on this show. Things.
Oh.
Unless you want me to say them, but they won't be very Radio Blue Mountains.
Well, this isn't on Radio Blue Mountains.
Oh. Well, do you want me to say them then?
Well, it really depends how bad they are.
They're pretty bad.
I kind of just want to know.
Oh, I was going to... No, it's too much.
No,
we should get back to the show.
Say it.
Facial hair.
Say it.
I can't say it.
Say it.
I can't say it.
Say it.
It's not... I was just going to say I was just tongue punch your fart box.
That's really not bad enough to
Well, it's worse than melon. Why are you a melon?
That build up. There was so much build up. I thought you were going to tell me, I don't know, you'd seen someone get their head chopped off.
So I just set the fireworks off in the back. I just got the special effects guy out back. Let's just, let's ramp it up, boys.
I seriously don't know what's going on. This show is already off the rails.
It's always been off the rails.
You wanted to talk about cooking/food?
Yeah.
Why we eat what we eat.
Yeah, so recently I've been eating lots and lots of cheese toasties.
Mm-hmm. I've definitely gone through many a cheese toasty phase in my life.
And adding pesto is the way to go.
Oh, yeah, pesto cheese toasty.
Oh, yeah, baby.
You can also have pesto pasta.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you do that?
Well, I think that the bread has more of a taste than pasta, and that's why I like to go the toasty routine.
That is because you toast it in mountains of butter and cheese.
Yes, indeed. The same way you might lather pasta in olive oil.
Yeah.
But the butter and the bread itself has more flavour, which is why I like it more.
But you don't just mix it up? You don't just do some pesto pasta to mix it up?
No.
That's fair?
No. You can get more complex carbs if you have seeded bread anyway, and then they cook nicely on a...
That's a good point.
Toasty, yeah. So
For some reason, I've just had this attitude that, you know, pesto pasta is like a real meal, and a cheese toasty is like a... not a real meal.
But wait, what is more complex and better for you?
Well, this comes back to your first episode statements about complexity being superior.
Well, that does come... Yeah.
We've gone full circle.
Full circle. But yeah, I've been eating a lot of cheese toasties. I know you've been eating...
Is that all you've been eating?
I've been eating cheese toasties, and I've also been eating... I like a lot of candy of recent. I've been eating a lot of sugars.
Candy?
A lot of candies.
Lollies? Like what?
Like a real fan of like the M&M chocolate. Have you had an M&M chocolate before?
Oh, so it's like a bar of chocolate
with M&Ms,
in
yeah.
it. That sounds atrocious.
I really, really like it. It's delicious. I think the type of chocolate is just, it's delectable. You could try it sometime.
I like really dark chocolate. 70% to 95% cocoa
That's
chocolate.
a lot of cocoa. That is
So
a
good.
lot of cocoa.
That's
What are the
the
benefits
good
of
part.
cocoa?
I think it is quite good for you. I think it's a bit of a superfood.
Is it?
Tons of antioxidants, yeah.
Ah.
And sugar's really bad for you. That's why, like, Cadbury is just garbage.
Cadbury's delicious.
No, it's garbage.
Delicious.
And I imagine M&M chocolate's garbage as well.
Yeah, it probably is, but I really like it. Maltesers are good. I love Maltesers.
I do. I'm partial to a Malteser. I have a Malteser weakness, I would say.
Oh, found something
I
that...
don't know if it's because I'm a quarter Maltese. So anyway, did you have anything else more to say about food?
I noticed you have some nice Japanese knives
I do.
sitting on your
Well,
counter.
a nice Japanese knife that I got for Christmas.
Sharp as hell.
Yeah, it just slices straight through everything.
So you don't even have to use... You just use gravity, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Just
Like
let
with a
it just
tomato,
drop the
it
knife.
just doesn't even really feel like I'm going through anything. Same with
That
garlic.
is...
It's just like the knife just goes down.
Wow.
It's a different experience because before that I had probably like a Kmart knife, and you'd try and cut a tomato like this. You're like, I'll try and get the right speed and the right pressure, and then but this knife
horrible.
is just
Consistency.
I didn't even realize I was chopping.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a sharp knife. It's like a
It's
lightsaber.
lovely.
It's like having a lightsaber.
it's a lightsaber actually. I've actually been using a lightsaber
To cut
this whole time.
tomatoes.
That's right.
That's what you got to do sometimes to spice it up.
That is what you have to do sometimes to spice it up, isn't it?
It is. Well, speaking of food, and also, apparently Donald Trump lives on cheeseburgers. Is that
I've
true?
heard that. Is
that why his
sounds like
hair is-
something he would do. And he must like steaks because he had Trump steaks.
Yeah. He must like eating planes as well because he's got Trump Airlines.
I think he likes steaks.
I think he likes steaks. But yeah, that's interesting. That's why his hair is probably the same color of like bad cheddar cheese.
It's the
plastic
color
cheese.
of the McDonald's cheeseburger
That's-
wrapping, actually.
Oh, yeah, and the white paper is actually this color of his skin.
The paper's not actually white. It's fluoro yellow.
Shit.
But it is strange because he clearly has a fake tan.
Clearly has a fake tan.
The worst thing about it is that his eyes are dead white. Like his eye sockets are dead white.
Kind of like the opposite side of a great white's eyes. That white, I would say.
I don't know the opposite side
When
of
they
it.
flip their eyes before they attack a seal,
Whoa,
they
I didn't
flip
know
their
about that.
eyes backwards.
Why
'cause
would they do that?
Because the seal might scratch them and damage their eyes close to
Ooh.
the snout.
So is that similar to when people get really mad and they're like, "Hey,
Well,
hey."
it's similar in that you lose consciousness when you get mad because your IQ drops and you do really stupid things when your IQ lowers.
Ask me a maths question."
17 divided by 4.
11D. 11D.
Apparently it's 11D. And that's why you shouldn't get angry and make decisions. That's actually true. Quite amazing.
Sorry, I don't know. Well, sorry, what?
I said it's the same in that a shark protects itself or can't see in a fight when it's attacking.
Yeah, I
In-
remember
in
we
that
were talking about the shark. Yeah, I remember that.
Human beings
I remember that.
lose
yeah.
pretty much lose like if you get angry you lose heaps of intelligence, which is kind of like
Really?
yeah.
Wouldn't
that's
it be
why-
a really cool experiment if I got really angry and then we saw if I lost more intelligence? Do you want to do that?
That's a definite will happen.
All right, I'll get angry.
All right, get angry. and we'll see if we can actually change. We got some questions up in here, some trivia, and see how you answer them. Okay, what is the capital of Australia?
Melbourne.
And it's true. It's 100% true. If your IQ lowers,
So what?
then you end up being Jarrod, really. But back to the show.
Are you dissing me?
No, well, I'm not dissing you. But you know what is dissing you?
What's dissing me?
Your liver after you've drunk too much. What have you been drinking of recent?
I like that you're the host this time.
Yeah.
I actually really enjoy not
Well,
being the host,
that's-
essentially.
Maybe this is the way.
Maybe it is the way.
Maybe it's
I
the way.
never would have thought that would be the way because I think of you as just total chaos, but
But maybe I have the concepts down pat.
turns out today I'm being chaotic. Maybe it's because you wrote them down. That's probably what it
Maybe.
is.
Maybe just having the foresight to know what I'm going to talk about prior.
Oh, is that another diss? Are you really coming down hard on me today?
I'm coming down hard like a hangover. And back to what I was going to ask.
Wow.
Is
Look
that
at him.
what-
Look at him go. Wow.
what have we been drinking of lately, boys?
I got really quite drunk right after the last episode I recorded with Sam Porter.
Ooh, what do you drink?
A lot of cheap champagne.
Not bad.
Bubbly, not champagne.
Did you cry like your bridesmaid?
I didn't cry.
Well, that's fantastic.
We just talked a lot of smack and a lot of gossip, which I wouldn't normally ever really do that. And
right.
And then the next day, I just had the most disgusting hangover, and it was so bad I didn't eat all day. My friend Tony came to see me, and he could tell I was in a pretty rough state, and it was also a really hot day, which didn't help. And he came with a bag of Rocky Road, and I was in such a bad state. I was starving, and I couldn't cook, and I was just like, my body needs energy. I'm going hypoglycemic. So I ate an entire bag of Rocky Road. I don't even like Rocky Road. It was good Rocky Road, though. As someone that doesn't like Rocky Road, this was good Rocky Road.
That's
amazing. A big statement. Ate it all, felt disgusting, but was extremely appreciative to have the Rocky Road and not have to cook in this delirious state.
So, out of 10, what would you give Rocky Road?
As a concept?
As a food.
As a concept, a 0.
But you like marshmallows and chocolate.
Can't stand marshmallows.
Hate marshmallows.
Hate marshmallows. Love chocolate.
Okay. So yeah, it's probably a 2 out of 10 for you, isn't it? Because it's predominantly...
It's probably a 0 out of 10 because chocolate's better without marshmallows. Right. So you've literally gone out of your way to make
put
chocolate
shit
worse.
in it. Yeah. Horrible.
So, and then hours later, I went to my mum's because that was the beginning of me house-sitting her house for a week or so. And then I went into the fridge and the Christmas chicken was still in there.
Right.
And I pretty much demolished an entire chicken. Didn't even heat it up. It was disgusting. I was in survival mode. I was like, that was how I ate the chicken.
That's how you eat the chicken. That's how you eat the chicken sometimes.
That's right. And I drank mango nectar, which is something I never do.
Ooh, apparently.
And I ate white chocolate, which is also something I never do.
Ugh. That is something I don't like very much.
I was hypoglycemic, man.
Yeah, fair enough.
I was starving. I was shaking. I was disgusting. And I was just like, put it in me.
I got to put it in me now. Put it in me now.
So we did that.
That's fair enough.
Do you have much to say about drinking? Or what you've been drinking?
I've been drinking a lot of, what's it called? Bourbon and Coke.
I also just want to say on that note, since that, I haven't really drunk much. Even on New Year's Eve.
Wow.
I had maybe a glass of wine.
Disgusting.
And even, I think it was some pretty cheap, dodgy wine. It was just given to me by someone that didn't want it anymore.
That's foul.
And I felt almost gross and hungover and like a bit of a headache coming on after one glass. So I was like, I hate alcohol. I never want to touch this. And then I haven't drunk since that.
Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah. Oh, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, I had beer for a while. Like a week ago, I was drinking beer for a bit.
Decent beer?
Yeah, I had a few Carltons, which
Carlton
is
draft.
But they go down really lightly. That's what I like about them. They're quite light. They're not like VB or like Tui's or like it's an absolute crap beer, but it's goes down like water.
Yeah, it's
light,
doable.
It's light and strong.
It's fairly easy drinking. I would describe it as.
I would describe it as that, absolutely. But I also had like a lot of bourbon and Cokes.
Yeah, I can't do that. I can't stand Coke. It's so sweet.
Yeah, it is quite sweet. But it mixes well with bourbon, I feel. And the amount of sugar combats like the lethargy, and I feel like it helps metabolize the alcohol. So the next day I don't feel as bad as I've done
I feel so
on
much
beer.
worse when I consume a ton of sugar.
Because beer just has a bunch of carbs that don't go anywhere, and I'm just like, they just hold on to the alcohol.
Can you stay on your mic, please?
They just hold on to the alcohol, like, but bourbon and Coke, I feel like just zaps it up, like it's all the acid and the sugar.
I feel awful. After drinking a bunch of Coke with my alcohol. Dehydrated. Sugar dehydrates you.
Yeah. Dehydrates you.
That's the main concern with
delicious.
Drinking a lot for me, being very dehydrated. You know, I feel awful if I just stay up till 2, 3, 4 in the morning, like you would on a night of drinking. And I just wake up at that time. I mean, just go to sleep at that time, wake up the next day, and I feel pretty much like I drank a lot.
Yeah, right.
Dehydrated and underslept.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I just don't even like that life.
Okay. Well, it gets better when you get older.
Drinking gets better.
I feel like the more if you build a tolerance, like you can get...
Yeah, but I'm not building a tolerance.
No, like I don't mean
I'm not
build
even
a
interested
tolerance.
in that.
I mean, like if you drink like 2 or 3 nights of the week, Or if you drink like 2 nights of the week.
I don't want to do that. I don't even want to do one night a week.
Just a big tear just rolls out of my eye.
What's so great about it?
I just like having a drink.
I really don't mind going out and socializing sober. I really don't mind it.
He likes to go out and socialize sober, mate.
I think there's nothing wrong with that.
I feel like it's just the same if I go sober or if I drink. So yeah, cops everywhere. There have been cops just about everywhere.
Well, I think it's the same cop.
The same cop.
On the way to pick up Finley, I saw a cop on the highway. And then coming back, I saw a cop pulling someone over in the local Katoomba streets. Then they were pulling someone over again.
I think we saw 3 pullovers.
I've seen 3. I think you with me saw 2.
Yeah, 2.
That's intense.
That's brutal.
Especially considering I've just lost my license. Actually, the letters just arrived.
That's
with a
$474
fine, something like that. $472.
That is hectic.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot of monies, a lot of bones.
The guy said $450, and at the time I was in a very accepting mood. Very much, I did the wrong thing. I need to just take this.
Yes, officer.
And for some reason, the $22 on top of that has hit me hard. I just prepared myself so heavily for $450.
Yeah, it's really bad.
$472 is just like, it's marginally different, but it's destroying my life.
Yep. Still $22 different.
Psychologically. That's right. But you wouldn't think, in comparison to $450, you'd be worried about $22.
No, you wouldn't think that.
But it just feels a lot bigger. It feels like $500.
Fucking oath.
When it's $472.
Might as well just round it up to 500, mate. Just slapped on your back and see you later, boys, and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, that's a killer. That's killer. It's killer.
So that's a lot of monies. A lot of bones.
Yeah. So I kind of wanted, on the last episode with Sam, I talked about how I don't really pursue women very much.
Oh, right, okay.
And that was kind of it.
All right.
And I just was interested what your sort of opinion on that would be.
Pursuing women?
Yeah. Should I be going out of my way to try and find ladies?
Makes the nights alone less lonely, I've got to say, to that.
The nights alone?
If you're not in, like, a relationship with someone, but you have, like, something special with someone, but it's not like, a relationship or something that's, like,
so sort of casual relationships or, like, friendships or whatever.
Exactly. Then it does make... I think human beings need connection, like, and they need touch and, and I don't know.
I would agree.
And if you spend too much time by yourself, like if you spend too much time alone, you'll die.
I think I do spend too much time alone.
Yeah, but if you spend too much time alone, you'll die.
Do you think I'll die?
Yes, you'll die.
Like with the amount that I spend alone currently?
Like not being with people, yeah, will
probably
shorten your life.
Spend like maybe the entire week alone and then see someone on the weekend, something like that. Do you think I'll die?
It could be too much time alone.
I think it could be.
Because when old men, if you have a couple that are particularly old and they're both retired,
when one passes away, the next one passes away shortly.
Same with working. Like when people stop working because they're not going out and they're not having socializing people, they're not getting lunch with someone.
I am not working. I'm thinking I should, not even just for the financial reason. I think there may be other reasons that I need to get out and work. I think I'm going a little bit crazy just staying in my house.
You will go crazy
on my own.
You will go crazy, but it's just a matter of going out. It's literally just a matter of going to your friend's house, and that's as fast as you can get that connection. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so.
But I feel like men, if you spend too much time without like the loving, like I don't know, like a loving touch of a woman. Oh yeah, a woman or a man. Then whatever.
Or a man.
Whatever you fancy. Then
or a non-binary.
Yeah.
Or
it's just unnatural, and so unnatural things don't really go well with the natural chord of life. Your mortal coil. Dare I say?
Yeah, well, I think humans have typically lived in communities. It's quite strange that in our Western culture we sort of idolize sort of moving out into our own place. And we love the idea of the family, but when you don't have that significant other, such as myself, and you're just sort of living on your own, it's hard to... very lonely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, it would be different if we were like... Well, it never would be that. I was just thinking that if you were ostracized from a tribe even... you would still have to collect wood, collect like certain materials, do your routine for things every day to survive.
Yeah.
And that would keep you alive. But if you the luxury of a first world country like we both do, it's hard for us to wake up and go, I better just check the gas main. I don't even have to fucking do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, so it's like really hard to get motivated. And
when
the
there's nothing that you have to do right now.
Yeah, then your heart just pretty much goes,
Jeez, Louise.
Not like that, but your body goes, well...
I mean, maybe my oversleeping is tied into that.
I don't think oversleeping is good either. Yeah. I think everyone should probably aim to wake up at 6, like every day.
6?
Yeah. Or like whatever Marines do, or like 4 or 5
For some reason, I just find myself staying up. I feel like I did nothing all day, and then I'm like, I better cram at the end of the day, and then it's like 12 or even 2 in the morning, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
And then if I wake up before like 9 in the morning, I'm like, I better keep sleeping.
I understand that. Well, yeah, you pretty much just have to reverse the time you get up. So, like, you'll get to that same epiphany throughout the day if you get up at like 4 or 5 in the morning. But it's hard. Most people don't do that. They don't realize it's actually way better for you.
Yeah, I've definitely felt better at times where I woke up earlier.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I feel like recently I've just fallen back into a pattern of just a lot of things I felt like I learned improved my life. I've just kind of stopped doing.
Okay. Well, yeah, write them down so you're reminded.
I think I'm quite aware of what they are.
But
like waking up early, getting up, having a shower straight away. I think I've just slacked off.
Right, okay.
I'm not entirely sure why. I remember because we were meant to do a radio show Thursday last week.
Yeah.
And I was quite excited for that. I also think house sitting for my mum put me off my sort of routine.
Okay.
For sure. But also, when you didn't come to the radio show on Thursday, and I'm not saying this to guilt you or anything. This is purely about me.
Right.
I was just like quite disappointed by that. And the radio show is really important to me.
Yeah.
And I just felt, my important thing didn't happen, and that just made me feel bad. I don't think that's necessarily your fault.
Yeah. Right.
I think I have a fragile sense of self and self-worth.
Right.
For something like that to bother me so much.
Totally, yeah. Well, I think a lot of people do.
Yeah,
or when you want it to, or when you it changes as well, yeah.
I think for a lot of people it's tied up in what their job is or what their car is or how much money they have.
Totally.
Things like that.
Totally. But yeah.
How big their house is.
But if you can get whatever routine you want, you can just, you write it out and you do it every day.
Yeah, but it's
just a matter of just doing it to you.
It's really not that simple.
I know it's not simple. Things do change, but it's about doing a number of things in the day, not necessarily at those times, but those things you have to get completed. And very successful people have those things every single day. Like Richard, what's his name?
Branson?
Russell Brand.
Russell Brand or Richard Branson?
Richard Branson, sorry.
Richard Branson.
His routine at the end of the day is to like sit with people, like whoever it's consultants or whatever at his table, and it's like drink a cup of tea. And like a particular other drink, and it's literally socialized, and that period of time he has to cram in with his family or whoever it is, just sitting at the table and talking, nothing else. I'm pretty sure, like he just sits there, talks. It can be about work, might not be, might be about family.
I probably need more of that in my life. I mean, that's kind of what.
But it's probably an hour he does that, an hour of that every day.
That's sort of what the PeePcast has become, but to do that once a week or twice a week is definitely
honestly
not enough.
you won't feel irritable or weird, and you will be going to bed earlier if you just like wake up, shower, work out or whatever. I
was doing that for a little while.
Well, yeah,
I would just wake up and it would be like 7.
Well, yeah,
but like I know I slipped because at one point it was like 6 or maybe even earlier. It's
something you have to be like, you truly have to motivate yourself in like believing it before you. You can't be like you can't be like, I'm going to try and wake up tomorrow at 4. You're like, I am going to wake up at 4 tomorrow.
Sometimes I find it just starts happening. I think what usually happens is I force myself to go to sleep at some kind of reasonable time, and then I just have this beautiful natural awakening at like 6 in the morning, and I'm just like, wow, this is amazing.
Exactly.
And then it just slips. My bedtime just slips, and I tell myself I need to do these things before I go to sleep, and then I procrastinate, and then...
Well, the thing is that if you're always going to bed and you're not always getting extra sleep sometimes, as opposed to losing sleep, then you're not your body's going to acclimatize to one, I think, better than it is to getting more sleep sometimes, and then more sleep again. If you're getting like exactly going to bed at 9:30 or 10, right, and you wake up at 4 exactly, right? Every single time your body, even if you get to bed at 10:30, your body's going to be like, I'm going to try and wake up at 4. And it just is. That next day, you're going to be a bit tired, but you're just going to sleep heavier.
Yes, yeah,
That's what you have to do.
I've definitely experienced that, where I was still waking up at that time.
You're sleeping too much is why you're going to bed later.
I guess the worst thing to do in that case, where you still wake up at 4 or 5 or whatever, is to go back to sleep.
Exactly.
You're like, oh, I didn't.
You have to military, like, get up, set your bed, like, make your bed, like, straighten the sheet, and then after that, you're just like, okay, that's done. And then you walk out the door, and you're like, okay, what do I do now?
Yeah, I think
like your bed's made. You won't want to get back in your bed when it's made. You know what I mean?
The mistake I've been making lately is sort of waking up, staying in bed, even getting up and getting back into bed.
Right.
Because it's like the comfortable place where I want to be, you know?
Yeah, 100%. Well, that's the thing, is that you have to... Yeah, you're just simply getting a tiny bit more sleep incrementally, and that's incrementally pushing your sleep pattern forward by going to bed like 12, 2. And I did the exact same thing. Last night, I was awake. I woke up today at fucking like 12. You know what I mean?
12, like lunchtime.
Because I went to bed at like 2 or 3. Because sometimes like you say, I stay up. I can't fucking help it. But what's happening
that's pretty drastic.
What's happening of recent is that I'm actually not getting less energy. Like I'm waking up, and every time I wake up, I'm just like, oh, awesome. I just feel fine. I don't know what it is. I think it's because I went bendering for like 4 or 5 days, and it like put my body into a state of like shock or like adrenaline.
Put your body into a state of shock with drinking and not sleeping.
If you imagine an elastic band, right, and it's getting pulled to such a degree, like say it's my brain getting, I don't know, like amount of substances in my brain.
Sure.
And I keep pushing that for days and days and days without sleeping.
Yeah.
So eventually I'm just building a tolerance to these things. My body is becoming resilient to a number of things. It's also degrading and wearing out faster.
Absolutely.
Because of no sleep. But it's also building a tolerance in a number of ways. Both good and bad. Those things have now been like, well, I'm not a shift worker. I don't come home as a nurse and go... So
was this sort of your New Year's bender or...?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
And I actually had one before that as well. So I had 2 benders that kind of like...
Did you have a Christmas bender?
I had a bender before Christmas.
Before Christmas.
One at Christmas, and that was it. Christmas and New Year's was kind of one, and then the one before that.
Wow.
So it was like, I was kind of bendering, but I feel like the amount... my body learnt to have less sleep.
And you have people that do these benders with you?
Yes. What I'm saying is my body learnt to have less sleep. It didn't need as much sleep to survive. I'm just like, oh, well, I don't need that much sleep anymore. I just changed my body clock over a number of days because I had to do that. I had to force it because I was like, oh, we're driving here now, Finn. I'd be like, oh, well, I'm okay. Like, I just have to be awake. You know what I mean? It's have to because I'm about to drive somewhere.
Yeah, in that case, the bender almost sounds like a mission or something.
It's a mission. It's an adventure, and it puts your body through the ringer. And that's why people who do it don't live long. They burn the wick at both ends. But at the same time, I think if you do it once or twice, kind of like people go to Duntroon and have to wade through a swamp for 2 days. Oh no, like, you know, Navy SEAL training.
That sounds like a more productive experience.
It is. You're losing sleep, but also you're learning how to have less sleep. Because they're like, wake up, recruit, 6 up, we're getting up now, make your bed, shut up, that's all we're doing, let's go. Yeah. It's like, just bam. And so that you need less sleep. The more sleep you get, the more you're going to rely on it, and the more lethargic you're going to be when you start to try and chop into it and change it. So that's what I had to do. I just went, oh, I'm just staying up until 2 now. I'm staying up till 4. I haven't slept today. I haven't slept the next day. I haven't slept the next day. And then it's like, oh, I need 1 day sleep to recover.
What's the longest period you stayed awake?
4 days.
4 days in a row?
Yeah.
How did that feel?
Felt pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
It doesn't feel as bad as you do if you're on, if you take a number of things.
If you take...
Nothing.
Yeah, well, see, I'm not really a substance guy. I don't really like to drink. I just imagine that if I went 4 days without sleeping, I would go crazy. There's kind of, like, you go through these humps, right? Like, you'll have a slump like that next night where you want to sleep. But then if you don't sleep, that's when you start buzzing and getting this energy and going a bit crazy.
Right.
And I just think, yeah, I'd either sleep or go crazy.
Right. Well, yeah, I think some people, and that's why some people don't do it as well. I think it takes time to actually build up to that, because I would never just be able to do that.
So you started doing like all-nighters?
Well, like started doing a couple not all-nighters, but like late nights. And then like the next night I'll do like maybe another late night. I'm like, oh, I kind of feel okay now. And then I'll just like do it again. But like, I think it's to do with...
And you just build up from that to 4-day benders.
But yeah, like I drive a lot and I go to mates' houses a lot and I cram a lot into a day. So like it's very... I don't spend a lot of time like sleeping. When I do, it's like it's a block of time, like wherever the fuck it is on the clock from so to so. But I don't sleep a lot. Like I sleep a bit, but I'm not like... I stay awake. I stay awake longer in every day on average than anyone else, I reckon.
Anyone else?
I reckon
I
reckon I beat everyone else in terms of like the hours I spend awake. Like how from like I spend like
everyone
I don't know,
else.
not everyone else.
Do you think you're above average?
I feel like I'm online the latest
on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm the one who's just like online, like just like all the time
at like
very
4
very
a.m.
always.
When you should be waking up.
Yep.
From 7 hours, 9 hours sleep.
Yep.
That sounds so strange.
But I think different people are different. Some people need lots of sleep. Like some people actually need to have 10 hours sleep every day.
10 sounds ridiculous.
Some people probably do. You might be one of those people.
I think I need 9, but then sometimes 9 feels like too much. Sometimes 7 feels perfect. Sometimes it feels like not enough.
Yeah. Well, I guess try just like putting it to 8 every night, maybe.
But it's not 8. Well, it's actually 7.5 because you sleep in 90-minute cycles, approximately.
I get told advice that it's like you sleep 8 hours, you play 8 hours, you work 8 hours. That's the block of time you have for everything in a day.
Yeah, okay.
And that's what I believe.
But you're probably sleeping for
I believe
7.5
that.
hours.
I probably believe. Yeah, and I think I'm good on 7. Like, yeah, 7 and 8. I'm really good on.
Okay.
But yeah, 8 hours work, sleep, play. You just I don't know. You just get a lot done.
Yeah.
If I had a job and I'd work 8 hours and then play 8 hours and.
I mean, sounds nice.
Yeah.
It
just means you have to go to bed like at 10 every night, so you get those 8 hours before you have to work 8 hours and then play 8 hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. But yeah, that's like if you just decide to get 8 hours or 7 or 8 or 9. Yeah.
It's truth.
It's a good way to cut it up.
Sleep for 8, work for 8, play for 8.
Pretty much. It's a success ratio. You're spending equivalent amount of time defining each aspect of your life that needs to be catered to, or else you'll die.
Yeah, pretty much.
Essentially.
Yeah. I see that.
Yep. So more time with friends, guys, is good for you. Spend as much time as you can with as many people as you can in as many different places as you can.
Yeah,
because it is good for you, and your body loves it. Your body loves it.
Did you want to explore the other topics you've written down?
It's been a scorching heat wave over the mountains.
We did have one. Was it Saturday was 35?
Yeah, Saturday was 35.
That was a scorcher. We went for a swim at the lake, didn't we?
Went for a swim. It was really nice, and there was this tiny kid. He was on the lake, the swing. He looked like he was like a miniature Tom Cruise. We called him Hudson from Call of Duty. He was a miniature Hudson.
He was just a monster.
He was a monster. He understood physics like no other kid there. He
just climbed this tree. It was about 10 times his height, and just grabbed this swing and just went. No hesitation.
Zero.
Like braver than Finley and I. And we're 21, soon to be 22.
We didn't go from the same spot as me, did he? The top step.
Oh, no, I think he went from the same as me. Second.
Okay.
Oh, no. Wouldn't he have to get to the top step to actually reach the swing? He was so small.
I don't know. I feel like he was kind of low on the swing when he comes off because he used to go really far when
he was grabbing the wood.
Good rope swing.
Because we were trying to get these young girls to swing. They would have been around the same age, I'm guessing, like 5 or something.
Okay, that sounds really bad, but yes.
And they to swing.
Swingers.
And I was like, oh, maybe they can't quite reach the stick. Maybe they have to sort of grab lower on the rope. But this kid just
did it.
Zoomed up there, grabbed that stick and swung.
Big fat Nike tick on the back of his head, and it said, "Just do it." And that's not an endorsement for companies that are paying us.
That's what Nike wishes they were. They wish they were Hudson, mate.
They wish they were Hudson. They wish it.
That's what they're trying to capture.
What do the numbers mean, Nike? What do the numbers mean?
So you want us to talk about people that died in the heat wave?
No, God, no. That's dreadful.
That's
Why would you want to talk
Finley's
about
written
that?
Down. That's what Finley wrote down.
I wrote that down because I'm sick and twisted, but I wanted to know quite a lot of people I heard just passed away.
Is that all you know?
I think I heard that some kids passed away in football training or something. Pretty sure it's just football training.
A young kid.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just crazy.
And you decided you wanted to talk about that even though you know nothing about it.
I know nothing about it, but I mean, if anyone knows about it, tell us. You could
always just do some
tell
research.
Tell us about it. Tell us about it. Well, I was just wondering if you knew anything about. The people who died in the heat wave
I'm
recent.
I'm really quite happy about your next topic. Bro, those meatballs were great.
Oh, they were great. They were good meatballs.
I made some meatballs before the show. Fed them to Finley. Fed him my meaty balls.
Put him in my mouth.
And he put my balls in his mouth and he loved them.
Loved it.
Sucked them down.
Sucked him off. Sucked him down.
Sucked him off.
Chewed him up
plate.
and sucked him down.
Chewed him up.
Just vacuum hoover them up into my mouth and then just out.
Is that all you have to say about the meatballs?
They were, well, I had to say that they were so great, but get this. The chef.
This isn't very good for the audio. The chef
Required a recipe.
I used a recipe, yeah.
He used a recipe.
Yeah.
But it's a good recipe.
Right. Is that it?
That's
that's
it.
all you wanted
That's
to say?
pretty much it.
Wow, that was really shit.
There's good space in between.
And then you want to talk about H1Z1
yeah, okay.
Battle Royale. Don't say yeah, okay. You wrote these down. Don't act like I'm bringing it up.
You
wrote this down.
Oh, tetchy. Yeah, have you played H1Z1?
I just feel like you're playing it a bit cool. I'm like H1Z1 and you're like, oh yeah, okay. Oh, I'm happy to talk about that. Topic I wrote down. And it seems as though a lot of these you've written down you actually have nothing to say about.
Well, yeah, the meatballs were great.
And that was all you had to say?
Pretty much, yeah.
And what do you have to say about H1Z1 Battle Royale?
Oh, I just believe it's one of the best games currently on PS4.
And is that it?
That's almost it, yeah.
What else is there if that's almost it?
Well, that's not everything, but I mean, what I wanted to say is if anyone else at home plays H1Z1, add me on PS4 because I have no one to play with.
And what's your PS4 name?
Mini Skinny Vinny.
MINI?
SKINNY VINNY. Add me and we'll tear the shit up. And that's about that, yeah.
Alright, and then Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, so the people know about this game, I'm sure.
I think one of the aspects that is causing my life to fall apart is Red Dead Redemption 2.
When a video game is too good.
Essentially, that is the issue.
Yeah, it's difficult to come to terms with an addiction.
I'm glad I'm very self-aware of my addictions. And, like, I think it was yesterday I woke up just wanting to play Red Dead as soon as I woke up. And I was like,
this is good.
No, I can't do that. I'm not going to do that. And I didn't play Red Dead until like 4 or 5 o'clock.
Oh, well, so you abstained from the drug,
I did some stuff. I did some drawing. I worked on the podcast, the previous episode.
Yeah, you got to be productive before you're reductive.
Reductive?
I don't know what word to use there. It's the opposite of productive.
I guess it's reducing something, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just reducing my time.
Yeah. What is the opposite of productive? Amazing. The English language does it again.
Destructive. No, that's the opposite of creative, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't the opposite of productive unproductive?
Oh, I just needed that prefix, baby.
But that is actually just the lack of production.
Yeah.
The opposite probably would be destruction of products.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we've broken that one down.
I feel as though this show hasn't been that good. That's what I feel.
Sometimes you don't hit the hammer.
I feel as though this
on
one's
the nail.
been shit and I might not even put it out.
Oh shit, baby.
You looked like you were a little hurt.
Well, what, not putting it out?
By me saying it's shit and I might not put it out, you looked a little hurt. Like, you look like it hurts you a little bit when I say that.
No, it doesn't hurt me.
At all.
It's just Or
maybe you seem to sort of... It's almost like I'm awakening your consciousness a little bit. And it's almost as though maybe you see it as an insight into my soul and my truth. Is that maybe what you feel? You definitely had a reaction to me saying that this has been shit and I might not upload it.
Well, yeah, I mean...
It's disappointing, right?
Probably.
To put in this time and effort and then to find out that this may not
Probably,
be
yeah.
released.
I mean, all the zoom ups on my face, the reactions, just me looking at the camera.
I'm probably not going to do that.
Would be pretty funny.
It's a lot of time and effort.
Well, it sells, though.
podcasts usually don't do that.
Podcasts don't do that.
And that's why I'm doing podcasts, because they're easy. Okay? Okay, you little cock. Little cock bag. Gonna come around your house, gonna whip you into shape like cream. You ready? You gonna come around it? Come around it, Amanda. So, well, I think when Sam was on last time,
Yeah.
he said he had 2 of his friends from work named Amanda that were listening.
Right.
So I said we could call our listeners the Amandas.
Ooh, yeah, okay.
But I don't know if that doesn't really make sense, because a lot of people that
The
listen
Amandas.
aren't named Amanda. It was
The
literally just 2
Amandas?
people. Huh?
The Amandas.
Maybe.
I like that.
I don't know if you need to write it down.
The Amandas.
I don't even like it.
Aww. My parents.
Could you explain?
Well,
The only people that are going to check this show out are your own parents.
the Amandas. I'm adopted.
Are you actually?
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I'm not adopted. I'm not actually adopted.
I've known Finley 11 years.
Alright, the Amandas
And he
aren't my
can't turn
parents.
around now and tell me that he's adopted.
They're not my parents. I've just... Sometimes the Eric Andre show just plays in my head on repeat. And I just can't stop.
Does it?
I can't stop embodying the
Eric Andre.
Eric Andre, yeah.
Well, I feel like this is nothing like the Eric Andre show.
Well, yeah, it's nothing like it because the table doesn't break in the middle.
Hmm.
And also, there's way more gear in this table than his table.
That's right. That's true. Which is kind of less professional to have all this gear.
Yeah.
Like visible.
It's meant to have a mug and a mic.
Well, we've got an ugly mug right here. Are you hurt by that?
No. Are you hurt by the fact that there is no good content on this podcast?
I'm not loving it. I'm not super happy with it. And I just can't help but think if we got into Radio Blue Mountains and we're actually live on radio, that it just would have been better.
Oh.
I feel like there's this lack of accountability. There's this like, oh, we're just in my bedroom with the mics that we have. Like, it's just not quite right.
It's not quite right.
And I don't know if I just set up more of a legit podcast studio, if that would solve that issue.
Yeah, well...
Or maybe I need to more like Joe Rogan, like have this sort of traditional, like a tradition or a
bigger aura.
No. Or a routine in which, you know, I think he works out for like 2 hours before the podcast and then smokes a doobie, which is like his routine.
Yeah.
I haven't showered today.
So that's your routine.
I generally shower. My routine is some kind of workout and a shower. Yeah. And I've done... Finley's going to check our camera.
Truth.
Make sure it's still filming. Which leads me to believe that we've only been going for like an hour. Maybe a little more. But it's probably roughly an hour since we started. Which makes me feel bad. Like, I just feel like this show's going poorly. And I also feel like maybe because you're not across the table.
Yeah, it's a bit less formal.
This is, yeah.
Just can't work, possibly. It just could not work. From the start, it was
It's all just a bit shit.
fucked.
It's all a bit shit.
Well, we can swear on this one.
We can
That's
swear,
the perks.
but I don't think it makes the show good.
Yeah.
The main perk is if we decided to do it this way wholly, then I wouldn't have to pay a monthly fee to be at Radio Blue Mountains. And I wouldn't have to deal with any bureaucracy or like promotions or anything.
Yeah.
Like
Well, because you're Muslim, you can't. The beard and going in there, they're like a bit, look at this guy, eh?
What? I'm not Muslim.
Oh, he's not. He's not actually Muslim, guys.
Why did you say because I'm Muslim?
Because of your big, the thing on your head, mate. The big thing on your head.
The headphones?
No, your turban, mate.
You have to talk into your mic.
The turban on your head.
There's no turban on my head.
There's a turban on your head.
Oh, well, no turban.
Oh, baby.
Can you explain yourself?
Explain yourself? What? What do you
Why
mean?
did you say there's a turban on my head and that I'm Muslim?
Because you have a bearded face, mate.
Barely.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
Do you think it's a Muslim
I
level?
think because we're facing east.
I think
that's the way that
I think any Muslim would have better facial hair than me. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been the PeePcast. Check out the Peep Facebook page. Check out the Peep YouTube channel.
Classic.
Why are you laughing?
Because it's the best content we've had in like forever. I think it's great
What,
content.
me just telling people to check out the pages?
No, I think we've had good content this podcast.
You believe in this episode?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think there may or may not be certain substances that you've consumed that might lead you to believe that this has been better than it actually has been.
Well, I mean, there's not much structure, man. I mean, what do you expect?
To this show. Well, there's no structure. Like, I've done this show 3 times before on the radio. And you seem like you've suddenly gotten really serious.
No, I'm just being like, there's no structure. Like,
there is no structure, yeah.
So like,
but there was no structure on the previous 3 episodes, and I felt like they were great. At least episode 1 with you, I really think was amazing.
Well, not every episode of Joe Rogan's good, man.
Not every episode.
No way.
It's highly dependent on who's on. I think
he plans it a lot, and he has people that are very dedicated in their field that he's coming in to interview, and that's what makes it great.
I agree with that. I just think the first episode with you, I think it was amazing, and I think it helped that. Were you sober on that first episode?
No, I had a couple of beers.
Couple of beers. Maybe that's the magic juice for you. Maybe you should.
I'm happy to have a couple of beers, but I can't afford it. I didn't know you wanted me to.
Can't afford a couple of beers.
Yeah.
I just thought you were amazing in the first episode.
Thank you.
I think there's a lot of factors that led to this one being shit.
I think it'd be really funny. Cut it up a bit. Might be really funny.
It could
be.
There's no way I'm cutting
it. It could be a blooper for a podcast.
No, I'm not doing that.
That would be the funny thing.
You can do that if you want, but there's no way I'm going through almost.
I actually want to do that. Don't delete the footage because I actually want to try and make something funny out of this.
All right.
I'll try it.
You better take it straight away. When I drop you home, it will take this footage and that audio to your house, and we'll put it on your Mac Pro, and you will edit this into something. Because you're a really talented guy.
All right. I'll try.
And I don't think you have the frustration that I've had with editing.
I'll try.
Because I've been editing for like years now, and I just get very frustrated with it, particularly when I didn't plan the content at all, and I'm spending hours, days, weeks editing to try and turn this free-form thing that I put no effort into something that's good through editing. Thanks for listening or watching PeePcast on iTunes. My lips are dry. I don't even like. I literally just feel like everything's wrong.
I'm gonna make this look great. I'm gonna make this funny. It's gonna be really funny.
But that's it, right?
Really funny. Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm gonna edit the shit out of this. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Love
you. Love you. Sorry about this shit episode. Sorry.
Shit.
Thanks for making it really good in post, Finley.
No worries.
Assuming you made it really good in post, Finley.
I
licked it. I'm sorry, Finley. This is Finley's mic. I'm sorry. I wanna.
What the fuck?
You do it. That's too.
I can't even get on. I can't even get on the top of it. Baby, baby, oh baby, baby, oh baby.
Let's give each other HIV positive.
Let's give each other. What the fuck? Oi.
Now that I know that you're gonna edit this like a monkey.
Oh yeah, it's
we
gonna
just
be so funny, man. It's gonna be fucking hilarious. Fucking hilarious.
Fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, it's slippery sandals. All right, well, I guess that's the end of this episode. I guess that's the end You touch something wet in there?
I don't know.
Probably my cock.
And now I have the question of, do I wipe it on me or on you?
Wait, so how much footage is this? Like an hour?
It's, yeah, probably close to an hour and a
hour
half.
6. Yeah, pretty true. Yeah, alright. I'll fit. Do I have anything that inherently is on my Mac that I should have like movie or something? Something movie, yeah. Sick mates. Right, let's go to post. Let's go to post.
All right, can you stop the camera, please?